Thank you for that, Haesung. And for the first time since arriving in South Korea last week, Pyongyang's cheerleaders got a chance to do some sightseeing in the nation. Over in Gangneung, they did not say much, but wherever they went, the team grabbed the attention of passersby. Lee Ji-won takes us to the scene.
After a long day of supporting the Olympic athletes on Monday, the 229-member North Korean cheering squad had their first day off on Tuesday. They spent the day having a tour around Gangneung, one of the Olympic host cities. The first destination for the North Korean cheering squad is Gyeongpo Beach, where dozens of reporters and spectators have gathered to get a glimpse of them. Reporters shouted questions to the troupe, but the squad members were careful in their responses. A number of them also jokingly complained that it's hard to enjoy the view with the reporters in their way. But some also share their hopes for unification.
한민족이라는 느낌이 강하게 듭니다. 앞으로 우리 힘 합쳐서 하나둘 전국을 이룩하자는 거. 이거 다 같은 심정이라고 생각합니다.
Without breaking formation, the North Koreans enjoyed the view from a pathway away from the beach and headed for lunch at a local convention center. The second stop was the Ojukan House, where one of Korea's famous female artists lived and gave birth to a prominent Confucian scholar. But unlike at the previous stop, the cheering squad didn't answer any of the reporters' questions. And after a tour around the house, they gathered at a square where the North Korean band members performed a number of songs, including Arirang and their signature song 반갑습니다 or Nice to Meet You.
It's really touching to see their performance. I feel like unification is only a step away. North Korea's participation in the Winter Games was arranged very suddenly, but I feel like 2018 is going to be a year for the two Koreas to get closer to unification.
Though people seemed to be surprised by the sudden encounter with the North Korean cheering squad, it was a chance for them to see the Koreans from the north and feel a sense of kinship.
It was a great experience. They smiled at us when our eyes met, and they just looked like an average South Korean. Only by looking at the North Korean flag on their uniform could we tell that they were from the north.
Having completed their tour, the North Korean cheering squad headed back to its hotel. The squad is next scheduled to cheer for the joint Korean women's ice hockey team against Japan on Wednesday. Lee Ji-won, Arirang News, Gangneung.